Do you want to tell the Brandi Chastain story?
Part of me does.
Okay, we'll tell it when we get to that part. But
yeah, Adrian has to be there for that. We're not going to call it the Brandi Chastain story, though. We're going to call it the Trista's most embarrassing sports moment she's ever had.
Do you want to know?
Go ahead.
Do you want to know what mine is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not like with a famous person, but I was doing a piece one time on the Alabama wheelchair basketball team.
Okay.
And do you feel like you know where this is going?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So one of the guys, I start bonding with one of the coaches, and he's telling me that he's like a big golfer. And I was like,
how?
That's pretty cool. And so we were talking, and we get like halfway through, and I go, "Oh, what's your handicap?" And he just stares at me. And I was like in golf, not like in life. And it was the most awkward.
Oh,
I just wanted to.
I'm a hot girl. I'm a hot girl. I get anything I want. This is my world. I make big moves in my big heels. Since the day that I was born, I made a big deal. I'm a hot girl.
Welcome to Let Her Shoot, a podcast that covers women's sports the way that we want them covered. We went to San Jose for the NWS. Go ahead.
Real quick, just because I can tell that the audience, our fans, our listeners are going to be like, wow, Trysta sounds muted. So we should just let everyone know that we literally just got back from San Jose.
We just got back from San Jose, but I started my cycle last night and got the worst hormonal migraine in months, and bad nausea and all kinds of stuff. So I'm hanging in there. We're calling this the Thug It Out episode. If I didn't love all the things that I talk about for a living, I definitely wouldn't be. But you guys are just gonna have to. Maybe it'll get up. It'll pause. The energy will increase. My hair's not done. Barely got my makeup done. It doesn't even look like anything's done to it.
I'm wearing the same clothes I wore yesterday.
So anyway, we were live in San Jose for the NWSL Championship. I think it's a top 3 final tournament I've ever been to, of any like team sport at least. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it. Anyway, no kid gloves, respect for the athletes, awkward moments, which there were a lot of them at Media Day. We'll get into all of that. Sarah, 2-time Emmy Award-winning producer. Trysta, 0-time Emmy Award-winning, award-nominated, or considered.
No, considered. It's an honor just to be nominated. Considered. Not even considered.
Not even considered for nomination. You know what I'm saying? So, not like there wasn't even a discussion.
No, it was like, she's not invited.
It's like, hey, who should we nominate? And it's like...
Not Trysta.
Chad was pretty good. It's like, gosh. I was in the room, too. Anyway, we got lots of things to talk about. Sarah, what are we getting to?
Well, like you said, we just got back from San Jose, so we're going to be talking about the NWSL Championship, obviously, and what we saw. We saw a lot. We got to experience the game from field level. So that was fun.
She killed
Yeah, oh my God, my thighs hurt so bad. I can't even. Because it was the squat to stand, to squat to stand, to squat to stand over and over and over again throughout that entire game. My thighs have just been burning. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about...
Really quickly, all I could think about during Media Day, because we were in San Jose, is you probably don't even know this song, but there's a song that goes... Do you know the way to San Jose?
La, 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 la.
Oh, you do know that song?
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it Dionne Warwick?
It could be Dionne Warwick. Don't know for sure.
She's like a beast on Twitter. Have you ever seen her on Twitter?
No. I thought she was dead. Is Dionne Warwick alive?
I don't know. Chat, let us know.
Chat, let us know. Is Dionne Warwick alive?
Alive.
Or dead?
or
Rest
not.
in peace if she's dead.
Rest in peace. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about WNBA Draft Lottery
Occurred
yesterday. We are one step closer to Pazzi in Dallas.
Maybe.
We're going to talk about all the options that they have. Plus,
I got
Sophie
into
Cunningham.
the lab last night. I got into the lab.
You got into the lab. I want to know your thoughts.
I watched a lot of film. There's ostensibly 4 players for the top 3 to 4 spots.
We're going to talk about it.
DC Mystics. They got the 4th spot, so they're actually
DC
right in the
Mystics.
mix. Washington Mystics. You know, it's like DC United. I kind of get them all mixed up. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. Sophie Cunningham
She's talking.
she is the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to sound bites and content for this podcast. We're going to talk about what she's doing. That's got the internet all riled up.
And I actually might agree with her.
No, we're not going to. I cannot let you agree with her. I have my. I'm going to argue back with you. We'll talk about it.
We also have a new head coach for the New York Liberty, which probably people will disagree with me about it as well.
Yeah, we had a lot of shocker. Let's start with NWSL. My team lost. I'm still sad, but Saturday night the NWSL final was held in San Jose. 8 seed New York dethroned, kind of, number 2 Spirit in a 1-0 finale, a heartbreaker for Trinity Rodman, who we may have seen play her last game in the United States.
Which I also have a hot take about. But we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the one goal in the game. Rose Lavelle. We saw it. We saw it coming from a mile away. Literally, we were on the other side of the field behind the other goal, so we could see it down the line.
We probably should have moved after halftime to the Spirit side of the goal, just because that's where all the action was.
That's where all the action was down there, because Gotham just controlled the game the whole way through. It never really felt like the Spirit. It felt like they were always playing behind. And in the 73rd minute, Hal Hirschfeld, friend of the pod, goes down with an injury. And immediate thoughts on that.
Fuck. That was what I immediately
That was your immediate thought. Fuck.
My immediate thought was fuck. The first half, we were on the side where, which was the Spirit side of the goal. And we were...
With some trash-talking fans.
Definitely some trash-talking fans with their drums and their... The Spirit fans came out, by the way.
They came out. They showed up. They made this a rowdy-outy. Yeah,
it was a sellout, actually, which is pretty crazy.
A complete... Yep.
And we saw the commish, and she told us it's going to be a sellout tonight. And then we saw her VP of comms, and he was like, I don't think it's going to sell out. And then it did sell out. That whole
And then it did sell out.
Ended up getting full. But so we're on that side the first half, and the only person who looked like she was in control of keeping the ball out of the net, besides Aubrey Kingsbury, the goalkeeper, who was... clearly shook it. You could tell she was feeling the pressure.
She was on an island.
She was on an island. Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Finish your thought.
Let me finish my thought. I know you're excited. So, Hal was the only one out there that wasn't getting cooked. Truly.
Right. Sure.
And when you think about goal scorers on Gotham, you think about Esther. And so it's not like Hal was marking Rose Lavelle. But Rose Lavelle is very dangerous. And as soon as Hal went down and their head coach did not substitute anyone in for her, which at the time I felt like maybe she was okay and was going to come in because she's very important to the team. She was very chatty out there. She was very physical out there. She was everywhere, too. Really getting into the mix with Midge Purse. There was a rough-ass slide where Midge looked like she maybe was going to go down.
Which is, by the way, that's what Hal does. Like, Hal is known for that dog in her. She's got that dog in her.
Woof,
she is a ball hawk. You know, she is. And so, yes, to your point, no ball hawk out there.
And they didn't bring anyone else in.
No.
Just
No.
her getting taped up. She comes back in, and you can tell because she's on the other side of the field getting wrapped. And you're like, she's crying, bawling tears.
Yeah.
And then, obviously this team needs some more defenders. Otherwise, they would have had somebody else in. And Lavelle, I don't know, 30 seconds later, I don't even know if it was that many scores.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. All game, it felt like whoever scores is going to win this game first. Because it just wasn't feeling like there was going to be a lot of action.
No.
And it always
Early
felt
on.
like Gotham, to be honest, the whole time.
It did.
It felt like Esther. Well, I can get into an Esther take, but what was your thought when Hal went down?
Well, when Hal went down, my thought again was fuck. I think
Also
that was
fuck,
literally
yeah.
I think that was literally the text that I sent. That I sent the group text was fuck. Hal. Because Hal is probably one of my favorites.
She's my favorite as well.
Personality-wise, her grit, her determination.
She
had the goal to get the Spirit into the finals last year. So Hal is like a lifeblood of this team, and it was a huge loss when she went down, both emotionally, physically, tactically, and you could just see kind of the sails.
Yeah.
They just kind of went down. The whole first half of the game, though, to your point about Gotham, was we were on.
Can I ask you
were
one
behind-
question about Hal before
Yeah.
you move on?
Yeah.
Do you feel like Hal was the worst person to go down?
In that game specifically, yes.
Yes.
For Washington,
Like, if there was one player you did not want to go down, was it Hal?
it was probably Hal or Croy. It would be one of the two, but for sure. And this is what I was about to say. So we got a really good ability to watch Hal in the first half because we were on the side we were behind Aubrey Kingsbury in the goal. And so Gotham had most of the first half possession, so we saw a lot of their tactics down, down on offense. And anytime you could see, because, we were so close, we could see their facial expressions on their face going after the ball. And
Which is awesome.
I remember there was one ball that was going out towards the corner, and it was Midge and Hal. And I remember watching both of their faces and being like, this is the matchup. This is the matchup that I am excited to watch. Remember early on, Hal took Midge out by the knees?
Yes, she slid, and Midge looked like she was really hurt. And you're
I thought
like,
Midge was
who
down.
was that? It was
And I
Hal.
was like, it was Hal. And you could see it in her face. She just has this, again, she has that dog in
And you
her.
know the thing, too, that she was doing throughout the whole first half that we could see because we couldn't see the other side when she was on defense because we didn't switch parts of the field? She was yelling at everybody, telling them where to be. She was pissed.
She was.
Like, yo, you need to go there. You need to be here. What the fuck here? And so you could tell she was kind of like the middle linebacker or the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah, exactly. She's kind of, yes, exactly. 100%. She's kind of directing out there where everyone needs to be.
Same thing
who
when
they need to be
there were
on.
set pieces. all
Yeah,
that.
like, hey, you're over here, you're over there. Hal is invaluable to this team. Her going out, it just killed him. It just killed him. And later on in the game, Trinity comes in, which we knew we would see her in as a sub. She hasn't been feeling her best. I wasn't expecting Trinity to come in and just immediately hit a game winner, because of her health. But she, not only that, she went down at one point and looked like she re-injured her back. To the point where when she came back up, because it was too late in the game to then sub her on, really, I think, and she didn't even run. She just stood at the other end of the field. And the dejection on her face, like, I know I'm hurt again. I know this is my last game in Washington. I don't know. I mean, we don't know that for sure. These are just feelings. But what did you see out of Trinity? What do you think is going to happen from when we saw that final whistle and her and just her kind of going through all of that?
Yeah, it's so complex because Trinity obviously is the biggest star in the NWSL. I think that's pretty well known. In terms of like likability, marketability, just like all the hairstyles, the relationship with, a top-ranked tennis player and Ben Shelton, who we saw there in the sweatshirt line. Just in the sweatshirt line.
Just out in the world.
Which was cool, actually, like very normal. But so you've got that factor, and so all of those things make you want to do whatever it takes to keep her. But then what happened in the, 93rd minute, because it was happening in extra time, her injury, is you're like, well, and she didn't have that hard of a fall. She got hit in the air and fell on her hip.
Yeah.
It kind of obviously it was not good. It wasn't a good fall, but it wasn't a fall that you would imagine somebody healthy would get hurt from.
Right.
And what went through my mind was, oh, she's never really gotten healthy.
Well, and she said earlier this year, I will never be fully healthy.
Yep. So you take that into consideration. So she's not healthy. She didn't play particularly well. And then you wonder, will she ever play a full season, which she's never played in her entire career. And for me to feel this way after 1 week ago when we were on the show being like, you need to do everything that you can, turn the salary off, pay her anything she wants, I wonder whether that actually makes sense. And then you throw on top some of the chattering that I heard after the match about how Trinity didn't want to do media.
Yeah, you did hear that.
How she put her hood on and tried to leave the venue without going into the mix zone. And
she tried to pull the Rory McIlroy.
She tried to pull a Rory McIlroy. And to that I say, baby girl, you can't ask for millions and be the star and be the face and then jettison out and try to
skip media.
So I'm feeling a lot of conflicted emotions because I love Trinity. I love watching her. She's very electric when she is healthy. But you're wondering, is it worth it?
I do think that this news coming out about this potentially being Trinity's last game was not good for the Spirit heading into this game. Because when we were at Media Day, at Media Day, whether it was the Spirit or whether it was Gotham, it was the only question that was asked to anybody, to any players, to the commissioner, to the coaches. It was, hey, what's going on with Trinity? Where's Trinity going? They asked Emma Hayes about it on the broadcast before the game started. What's happening with Trinity? It's all anyone wants to know. And we saw the energy of the two teams throughout the week because we were with them. And we said, man, Gotham's like no fun. They're so serious. They're like serious here.
And it showed.
And I would have told you on Tuesday or Wednesday, I would have told you, no, probably Thursday after we spent Media Day with them, Gotham's going to win this. Just based off of attitude alone. They were not there to laugh. They were not there to have fun. They were there to do a job. They were there to win. And that's what they did.
Yeah, and Emily Sonnet deserves her flowers. And she's an intense lady. Very intense. And I saw her running around after the game. Her and Midge Purse, who is also a bit intense. Badass. They were smiling ear to ear. Midge had the cigar in her mouth and champagne and the goggles on. And Jaden Shaw, the transfer that they got midway through the season, they were asking her, Beast, asking her, do you feel like an underdog? And she goes, now we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Because we beat that ass. And it wasn't just a 1-0 win before we cap it off. It was just a total domination. in every
Gotham.
way. Gotham dominated the Spirit in pretty much every way. And so
Yeah.
hats off. I don't feel bad about
No, they
that
won.
result because of how much better they played. The only thing that I was annoyed by was that after they scored, how much they tried to keep the ball out of the Spirit's hands. Out of their feet.
Yeah, it was a lot of gamesmanship.
There was.
for sure. I mean, I will note that when we got there, because
Oh yeah, you got to talk about that.
yeah, Trysta has a new crush, and
I do.
we learned we do. She does.
All we have is now.
All you have is now.
All we have is
got
now.
You have a crush on AKB, the Gotham goalkeeper.
The keeper for Gotham from Germany. Just a very sweet, but very she's like a tough nut to crack. And when you kind of
Very tough nut.
get in there, you're like, oh, I really like her.
Yeah. So pre-game, we were on the field for warm-ups, and one of the Spirit squad leader, whatever, yell leader, was
Fucking maniac.
was yelling at AKB during warm-ups, like, when are you going to get injured? When are you going to go down? When are you going to fake an injury? Is it going to be the 80th minute? Is it going to be the 86th minute? And your face, because I happened to catch this. I happened to catch this on camera, and your face was like,
Why would you?
shocked.
This isn't women's sports that I know.
This is I told you, women's sports is brutal sometimes, man.
Jeez.
And when we walked away from that, we were like, man, I can't believe that she would say that she's going to go down with a fake injury in the 86th minute.
And sure enough,
And sure enough, she did.
it did look like she did get hurt, though.
No, she did. It did. I mean, I think she also milked it a little.
Yeah, there was a little milking of the cow.
It's
going on.
It's gamesmanship. Sam, when I complained about it to Sam, because I was like, "Why isn't she getting up?" Sam was like, "This is what they do.
This is part of soccer. The gamesmanship
This is part of
all-
soccer."
All part of it.
It's all part
Congratulations
of
to
it.
Gotham.
Yeah, bummer.
Congratulations to-
Womp womp.
I mean, truly, outside of Sarah being a Spirit fan,
Yes, it was a
this
great
is the
game.
most remarkable story in soccer for a team that was dead and gone, fell down
Yeah.
to the 8th spot, had to face the most dominant NWSL team in history, beat then the team that just won the championship last year in the Pride, and then beat the other team that was in the championship that they lost to in the semifinals in the Spirit. That's the most tough road that they could have possibly had, and they did it in dramatic fashion, and they were bosses the whole way through. Like, truly, what do you say?
No, I mean, it's insane. They played road games at Kansas City, at Orlando, play the Pride in what felt like a home game environment, and they won all three.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, not
Spirit.
Pride. Spirit.
Yeah.
And they won all three. I mean, you can't. That is hats off to them. That is a feat that is incredible in all of sports. For our WNBA fans, it would be like if the Fever won the
The
title.
whole thing, yeah. Real
whole
quick
thing.
before we move to the WNBA, what I want to say
Yeah.
is just a couple of things. It was just a great spectacle. The
Oh my God,
environment
yeah.
was amazing. When you got in there, the flow of traffic, which is like one of the things I really care about in big events, is just like how
Yeah.
congested it feels. It felt
Yeah.
very open.
Open. It was very open.
Yep, there was a lot of space. There was a bunch of food trucks, so it wasn't nasty concession stand food only. I felt like the way that we were treated was incredible. The commissioner was amazing to us. Even before the game, she came up and said hi. The Stud Buds were there. Megan Rapinoe and Sue were there. Sophia Smith and her baby were there. You could tell there were people who came out because, not they had to, that they really liked the whole scenario. They were
Kristen
wanting
and
to
Tobin.
be there. Kristen and Tobin were there, soccer royalty. So it was just a very, very cool event, and I just say hats off.
And I gotta say, just from our part, the NWSL has treated us so great.
Great.
And really just brought us in, wanted us
Except
to
for
cover
getting
this.
us
We love
Brandi
it.
Chastain, which they really should have done.
Well, I'm gonna blame that one on you because she did show up. You just were walking the dog.
That's not. We weren't supposed to say that in the story.
Also,
You said the
other
ally
thing-
lady came up. You said the ally.
Yeah,
lady came
that
up.
was true. No, that was true. I was talking to her for like 30 minutes. But I was going to say, the other thing is their merch, fantastic.
The merch was
great
incredible.
quality. Great quality stuff. So, hats off to the NWSL.
Should we tell the story?
Yeah, we should tell this story.
So we went to a
of the
party
after
afterwards. We went to the after party afterwards. The Gotham party.
Yeah.
And we met up with this. I didn't realize, because I'm just a fucking idiot, I guess. Just like I'm just an idiot, okay? Let's just start there. I am dumb.
Okay.
I didn't, first of all, know Soccer Girl Problems was so big until today. Like, I saw their page. They're like 500,000 followers on Soccer Girl Problems. I was looking at Midge Purse's Instagram this morning because I'm obsessed. She's definitely like our target person.
She is. Did you see the
awesome.
cigar? She had the cigar.
Yeah. Incredible.
She's fantastic. Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't know they were big. So we were talking to people from Soccer Girl Problems, this lovely gal, Celia. And we're just chatting. And this woman comes up. It's me, Sarah, Celia. This woman comes up, big glasses, hat, bomber, right? I can't even believe I'm going to tell this story. Anyway, single most embarrassing sports moment of my life. Like, by far. And I never get embarrassed, ever. Like, I've probably been embarrassed a handful of times in my life. So she's talking to us, and I had to relive this after, like, the whole conversation, Sarah. So we're talking about, like, how Trinity did the mix zone, and she was bitching about how the reporters were asking if the loss made a difference, whether Trinity was going to leave or not. And she was like, dumb reporters, da-da-da, they're so stupid. I should have known right then. And she's like, but, you know, editors are going to say that, you know, hey, why didn't you ask the most important question? So I get it. And I said something to the effect of, like, if Hal didn't go down, Rose doesn't score that goal.
Yeah.
Second red flag, that's sports, is what she says back. That's, looking back, that's another telltale sign that you're not talking to a normal human being who wants to have sports discourse. And then they say something comes up about the cap or something, and Celia and this woman are standing next to each other, so I'm kind of talking to Celia, but I look over to her as well. And I say my revelation that I found out in the middle of media day, which is that these players from the NWSL are getting paid. They get free housing, free car, free health care. And I said, do you know that? Like, hey, did you know that? Like, I was shocked by that. And then Celia makes it so much worse and says, of course she knows that. She's a founder. And then I'm like, and then there's kids. I noticed that there's kids right behind her, which, by the way, why are the kids? Kids shouldn't know who she is. So the kids are looking for an autograph. I realized that after this. And I realized I start to put it together because I thought
At what point did you realize?
I thought she said when she came up, Sandy, but she said Brandi, a.k.a. Brandi Chastain. Adrian, just chime in. I start to sweat. Brandi leaves. She just wants out of this. She doesn't look like Brandi Chastain. She had huge
She looks older.
glasses.
She had big glasses on, and she was like in like streetwear. So I will say that
she didn't.
she
look
wasn't like
Brandi
wearing
Chastain.
Bay FC stuff. She had like she had like a baseball hat on. She had glasses.
And by the way, what I will say is
I mean, I knew it was Brandi Chastain, and
because she came up when I was walking Ollie. That's the only reason you knew it was her. Anyway,
no, it's because I also had a poster of her on my wall.
So did I.
When I was a child.
Literally, I just bought a new eBay poster, vintage, of the moment, and I just bought it. I just showed it to you, and it doesn't look like her to me. We had to leave.
It could have been worse. We had
Anyway,
to leave.
so
we
the
did.
only-
We left the party. Like we
I
didn't
said
just
we've gotta
leave the
go.
area. We left the party.
We had to go. I couldn't.
I got
I couldn't
myself some more
stomach it.
dumplings and we bounced.
I really couldn't even sleep that night. I was so embarrassed. And then but the only solace is that I told my friend who works for the comms department at the NWSL the story, and he goes, guarantee she doesn't know that. Guarantee she's not combing through the CBA. Guarantee guarantee she doesn't actually know that. So do not feel horrible at giving her that news. She just realized you didn't know who she was, and she was pissed.
And then she left. And then she
immediately scurried off. We were having a very nice conversation, and she that's the part that was the most embarrassing, was her hightailing it out of there. Just,
I think what was all, I didn't know.
And then
that
Celia left
know.
too. And then Celia left pretty quickly after that too. It was like putting the shit in the punch bowl. Is what it felt like.
What was funny was
and then you made it worse. And then you made it worse.
That you didn't know.
And then you made it worse because you said, "Is your foot out of your mouth yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating."
It happens. It happens.
Is it better or worse than your wheelchair story? I think it's worse. It's worse.
It's pretty bad.
Worse.
At an NWSL Championship, to ask Brandi Chastain,
does she know something that actually she probably doesn't know, but just don't know that it's her? She looks nothing like I remember.
Let's go to the WNBA Draft Lottery. We have our picks. We know who our first pick is. We kind of we've been dancing around this all year. Dallas is going to get the number 1 pick, and they're going to pick Azzi, and we're going to have Pazzi in Dallas. And it's now, I said it's happening. They got the first pick. Kurt Miller was jumping around his $1 billion living room. I don't know if you saw that video. Did you see that video?
No, I didn't.
He's just like in his giant mansion with his giant Christmas tree behind him, just like leaping in the air, kind of like Elon did on that stage that one time. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember Elon Musk's jump behind Trump? And they made fun of it for like...
No.
You're like...
No.
Okay. Well, that's what Kurt Miller did in his living room yesterday. Celebrating that they're going to have the option to bring Azzi to Dallas. What do you think, though? What's your immediate reaction?
I think this is a very difficult choice, is what I... my immediate thought was Pazzi. That was my immediate thought. And then
of course,
I said...
everyone's was.
And then I said, you know what? Let me go in, because there's immediate mock drafts and all this stuff that were going on even before the lottery began. So let's just first and foremost set the stage. Number 1 pick goes to Dallas. Number 2 pick goes to the Minnesota Lynx, which is remarkable.
Rich get richer. Rich get richer.
3rd pick goes to the Seattle Storm. 4th pick goes to the Washington Mystics. And the 5th pick goes somehow to the Chicago Sky.
I feel so bad for the Sky.
The fact that they have the 5th pick is kind of crazy, actually. I'm surprised.
Really?
Yeah,
like you thought they were going to be lower because they traded away?
Because of the trading away.
Yeah, got it.
So anyway, so I said, there's a bunch of players in these mock drafts that are not Azzi that I also wanted to watch. And so I got into the lab and I watched pretty much every offensive and defensive possession from all of these players and made notes. So you've got one of the new cool kids on the block that a lot of people are talking about is this player from Barcelona, from Spanish national team. Her name is Awa Fam. So it's her.
I love that name, by the way.
It's a great name. It really...
Fam.
It
What's up, fam?
really rivals Gift Monday.
It does.
You've got Azzi Fudd. You've got Lauren Betts.
Also a great name.
Yes. You've got Lauren Betts out of UCLA, the 6'7" center. By the way, just really quickly, Awa Fam, 6'6". She's grown 2 inches in the last 12 months.
She's a center?
She's a center. She's a center. And I'll break her down for you in her game in a second. You've got Lauren Betts from UCLA, defensive monster. And you've got Olivia Miles out of Notre Dame, the point guard. So, Awa Fam, first and foremost, I wanted to watch because you don't see a lot of stuff about her, right? Like, there's no clips really on YouTube.
No,
It's
I've
hard
never
to
seen it.
find. Yeah, it's hard to find footage of her because she's playing overseas. So I end up getting access to the software. The software lets me see everything that she does. So I'm able to kind of like give the shooties a real breakdown on her. First and foremost, the thing that makes it hard for me to imagine the Wings taking her, which she is going number 1 in many mock drafts, is that she might not play for the first full year. She's really young. She's only 19. She's played
Okay.
She's played for the Spanish Pro League since she was 15 years old.
Can she be drafted then?
She can be drafted. Yeah, she can be drafted.
Okay.
If you're
didn't know that.
overseas, they have different rules.
Okay.
So she's an incredible cutter. She's like a very good offensive 6'6" player. She
Okay.
can move really well without the
looking at her now.
basketball. She's good. She's really good at like mixing up her shot diet, right? Like, so for example, Lauren Betts, 85-90% of Lauren Betts' shots come right near the rim. Not the case for Awa Fam. She'll shoot threes. Awa Fam can space the floor. She's a really good screen setter, but the thing that makes it really hard for me to imagine Dallas taking her is that she's a defensive liability. That she's horrible. I mean, not horrible. She's really young. She's just really young. She happens to find herself in, like, taking very vulnerable angles. And she gets cooked. Guards will cook her. She doesn't rotate early enough over to shooters in the corners. I saw every defensive possession, not just on the Spanish national team, but on the team that she plays on the club level. And that's what happened with Melissa Smith and why she got traded. She was a horrible defensive center, and they couldn't keep her. So then they went out and got Lee Yuru, who was slightly better. If they're going to get a center, that center has to be Lauren Betts, in my opinion. Awa Fam's ceiling is much higher than Lauren's, in my opinion.
Okay.
But Lauren is an immediate impact player. And
She can start tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Dallas has the time to wait for Awa Fam. And we don't even know if Awa's going to stay overseas for another year, like we saw with Yoshida. Yeah. So then
We don't. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we don't even know at this point if Dallas is going to keep their number 1 pick.
There's a lot of scuttlebutt around maybe trading for Angel Reese, which we can go into. I don't love that idea personally. I don't personally love the idea.
Okay.
And we can talk about that. So Lauren Betts.
Can you have 2 stars like that on one team?
It's a great question. And Angel Reese wants to bring the ball up. She wants to play point forward.
Yeah.
So how is that going to work?
That's not going to work.
You talk about shot diet, and Angel Reese doesn't really have a great shot diet. Her footwork's okay. She just needs to add to her game. I think her and Paige together would be fun. I just don't know if that's the right move. And then
I don't know that it's the right move for either of them.
right for not just Angel, not just the Wings, not just Paige, but all 3 of them. I'm not
all
sure
of them.
if that makes
Right.
sense.
Like, I don't know that Angel would get to improve and
thrive
learn
the
upon
way
those
that she
things there.
wants to.
Exactly. There. I think she needs yes.
Lauren Betts, I dug into her. And, you know, I've said, like, spicy things about Lauren before
I know,
during
you're
the tournament.
like
but
hater for
when
no
you
reason.
when you dig into Lauren's film, I mean, she's a monster, bro. She's a defensive monster. She's elite at defending the rim. She does this thing where, like, she kind of, like, lurks like this. You can tell she's like watching on defense the guard decide to, like, probe, and it's like she's
like mind games.
It's almost like she's just ready to swallow you whole. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She gets so wide as a center at 6'7", and she gets so low. Her mobility is incredible. Like, for someone that big to cover that much space on the floor
that's
so
a good point.
effortlessly, it's very impressive when you watch it over. It's one thing to see it during a game, like once or twice, but when you see every single possession over and over on defense, and that's what she does, it's super impressive.
So then does Dallas upgrade the center position?
That is a big upgrade if
Right,
she
that's what I'm
comes
saying.
there. From a defensive level. Offensively, well, what I'll say is this. Offensively and defensively, her biggest flaw is the thing that I cooked her about, which is that she's a very emotional player. Mm-hmm. And you can get into her head pretty easily. And once you get into her head, she is rattled. And so she complains to the refs if you get physical with her, or she's not getting fouls that she thinks she should get, or if she's getting raked. She's big, right? She's getting raked across the arm or whatever, trying to get rebounds.
Right.
She moans and complains in a really unappealing way. It's a really unappealing trait to me. That's why I didn't. It almost masks all of the greatness that she has in some ways.
Okay.
Offensively, amazing footwork. Like, incredible. There's this one play that I saw where she wants to get the ball, receive the ball down low. The defender pushes her out towards, like, the elbow. She's not in very comfortable. She's back to the basket, immediately faces up, puts the ball on the ground, and spins around her up and under. Misses the shot, but just the footwork for someone that size was really, really impressive. Really can make difficult shots or difficult places to get the ball on the floor look really easy just based on, like, a couple of quick moves. Just in terms of how she uses her body. She really impressed me in the game against Oklahoma. Those two, if you want a center, I think you got to take Lauren. Truly.
Okay, but let's look at the one that we know the fans want.
Yep.
And we know the media wants. We know that it's what our hearts want. Right?
My heart will.
It's
go
our hearts.
on.
We all know we want to see Pazzi on the court. We want to see Azzi in Dallas with Paige. We think it for many reasons. A, because we love, you know. And also because we saw what they did together in college.
Yes.
You know, it's not just, oh, they're a cute couple, so we want them to play together. We also know what they were able to accomplish together at UConn. But is Azzi the right fit for Dallas? Is Dallas the right fit for Azzi?
I don't know if Dallas is the right fit for Azzi. That's the question. But what I will say, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay.
Actually, I'll answer that now. The reason why I'm not sure if it's the right spot for Azzi is that I think Azzi can play point guard. You watch her now on UConn, and she's the primary facilitator. She's the one directing traffic. She's the one as the maestro, right? She's not going to be that with Paige. We know what it is with her and Paige. Paige is the one doing all of that. And so for Azzi's development, if she wants to play point guard, and I don't know if she does or does not, what her skills and goals are, or her goals are to increase her skills, I think a place like Seattle is a better place for her. I think even a place like, I think it's it. Because you look at, maybe even Minnesota is a good place for her. Because really you've got Courtney Williams there, you've got Natisha Heidemann, and they really need a star point guard that is bigger, right? Courtney Williams is just a little small. But when you look at Azzi and what she does really well, she's just pure at everything. You watch people like Awa, you watch Lauren Betts, and then you watch Azzi, and Azzi's got this, like, poise, this aura, she's just excellent almost in every way. She's an elite rebounder. She's got a nose for the ball, offensively and defensively, knows where to be for, like, putbacks and getting easy buckets. She's relentless. She runs the floor really well, knows exactly where to be when she's not the one bringing up the ball to get the ball to her spots. Her basketball IQ is, I think, probably her greatest skill set. She's really strong. She's got the purest jump shot of anyone in college basketball at all levels. Like, her three-point shot looks like it always should go in. She's an excellent cutter.
She's got the Curry shot.
She's got that Curry shot. She's a free throw merchant in the sense that she can get to the line really easily by baiting defenders into drawing contact. She's just a very creative problem solver. And when you watch her, that part feels like, wow, she's out there kind of like making things happen, and you can see her processing over and over. Defensively, though, that's what she does really well. I think she's actually more impressive as a defender than she is as an offensive player. This is something that I saw. I don't even know how to compute. When Azzi has been the closest defender this season, the entire year, she hasn't given up more than 2 makes in a row.
Wow.
So when you go through every possession, it's like miss, 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 turnover, miss, miss, make, turnover. There's only 2 makes in a row, and that's it. So that's insane.
From what I remember, and I can't remember where they said this, but I remember watching something with them, Paige and Azzi. And I think it was that best friends, that meta thing that they did. And I don't remember exactly what the question was, but something, it was like, what would you take from Azzi's game? And I think Paige said, like, defense.
Yeah. She's a hound as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
She loves to pick you up full court and generate pressure. She's always forcing deflections. She's forcing turnovers. She gets back on defense really fast. The thing that's, I think, like a very low-key skill people don't talk about is she can run really fast backwards and just get to where she, like, you know what I mean? Like a defensive back in the NFL.
No, I know exactly what you're thinking, because I remember at one point watching AKB do that at the game.
You're like, whoa, this is
And
impressive.
I remember being like, do they train to run backwards?
Yeah, they do.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I know they do, but I just, like, I would fall. Just FYI.
So, yeah, I think she's somebody that is incredibly smart and will bring the floor up on what this team can be. So I'm fascinated to see what they do, because they've got a hard decision. And when I ask somebody that's a scout for the WNBA and does skills development what's going to happen, they think that Azzi's injury history is going to keep her from being a top pick.
Like top, like number 1, or like top
maybe
3?
even fall to 4 or 5.
Ooh, come to 5 or come to 4. Come to 4.
Well, she's not going to come
Washington.
to 4 because you've
Hey,
got
she's
Sonia,
from here.
No, because she's got Sonia Citron. You've
Fair.
got Georgia Elmore. There
Fair.
really is no space for Azzi.
There's
in
not
DC.
really a spot for her, but it would be cool because she's from here.
But they said that they thought the best spot for her would be on an expansion team, which could be Portland, which will be the 6th or 7th pick. And honestly,
we did decide that I'm going to be not a Portland fan.
You're
Never
Toronto
mind. You're
Tempo
a Portland fan. I'm going to be a Tempo fan.
Why can't you be a Portland fan?
Because I don't want to be a Portland fan, because you're a Portland fan.
You want to hate me. You want to be against me.
Correct, yeah.
That's not very congenial.
Not a miscongeniality.
Anyway, so I'm very, very interested to see what Dallas does. From a star and marketing perspective, I think you have to take Azzi. From a fit perspective, it feels like you might need to take Lauren. You can't go wrong, really. And then I didn't even talk about Olivia Miles, who they don't need. Dallas is not going to take Olivia Miles. But Olivia Miles is so fast, so fun, like a creative genius out there with her passing, and very crafty. And they've got Flaugier going 5 to Chicago, which would be really interesting if that's
Just a reunion.
a reunion with Angel and her teammate Flaugier.
All right, so our girl, Sophie Cunningham, has got herself into a little bit of hot water again.
I kind of like that she does this.
That she always gives us a topic for the podcast to talk about. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she does.
She's a content machine. She's a content machine. So, now given, I don't really understand the backstory as
Do you
much
want me
because
to
I
set
don't
it up
know.
for you?
Yeah, because I don't know the MNBA guy.
All right. So this is what happened.
What happened?
What had happened was there is an MNBA player who, this is very important to note. He is a certified bonehead. Okay?
Okay.
He says stupid shit all the time. Remember,
Like that's his thing?
His name is Michael Porter Jr. He's also from Missouri, where Sophie Cunningham is from.
Okay.
And he gave us hits like COVID is a conspiracy.
Okay.
I show girls Andrew Tate highlights to see where they're at.
So he's a stand-up guy, is what you're saying?
No, he just is always saying stupid shit. There's probably 20 things. The new team that he's on, the Brooklyn Nets, had to tell him, hey, you need to stop talking. And he will not stop talking. So the newest thing that he said was that he believes himself as an 8th grader would beat WNBA players.
Okay.
For context, Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10", and at 14 years old in 8th grade, he was 6'7", and cut like a Greek god. Very bouncy, tomahawk, etc. So that's So then Sophie Cunningham, because he said he was part of the scout team when Sophie played at Mizzou, which I don't think he actually was because of their age differences. But anyway, he said that I did play on the scout team for Mizzou at 14, and I was cooking these girls. That's how it started.
Okay. So,
what did Sophie say?
I mean, it's probably true. Like I don't want to be unrealistic or delusional. Like, men are just stronger, bigger, athletic. Like, they just are a different build. And so if you put them up against females, I'm like, well, yeah, they're going to win.
I honestly don't know what the problem is with that comment.
So here's the thing. I'll tell you what I think the problem is that because what I was seeing online, this was the first time I heard Sophie's actual bite. I've just been seeing the clips of, not clips, but like the people
Responses
talking about
to
it. Yeah. Which a lot of people are like, this is bullshit. An 8th grade team couldn't beat. And what I kept seeing was that she just said any old 8th grade team, any old bunch of 8th graders could beat a WNBA team. And that was how everyone online was portraying it. Not if a team full of NBA players in 8th grade could
because
beat a W.
the problem
that
is
wasn't
that
the context that was set up by anybody.
it's not. People on the internet are dumb. They're not actually
they're just saying like,
What
could
she's
an
trying to
8th
say
grade team beat them?
Michael
No.
Porter Jr.'s AAU team was full of pros. Once you're in the pro track, you play with other future pros. And they're big and they're strong and they're fast. They're probably going to be 7 feet tall, 6'7". And by the time they're 14, like I showed you Jalen Duren the other day. Jalen Duren's a center power forward for the Detroit Pistons. At 14 years old, he looks exactly like he does now.
Right.
It's fucking massive.
Yeah, like if you had a team full of like if you took the men's Olympic basketball team and made them 14 and put them against a WNBA team, then yeah, like I could understand why that comment was said. But I think what people are saying online was like, could the 8th grade school down the street?
Yeah, but that's not what anybody was talking about.
No, it's not. But that's what I kept seeing online is people saying, like, my 8th grade son is on a team and they couldn't even beat like this and that and this and that. It's like, we're not talking about your son. Your son is not a professional. Your son's not a future pro. Your son is probably 5'2" and
we're not
weighs
talking
87
about
pounds.
Yeah, we're not talking about kids that are like gonna become managers at Staples. We're talking about an AAU team that's going to turn into future NBA players.
My issue more with this is, why is this question even getting asked? Like,
I told you
not
because
Sophie,
Michael
not
Porter
Sophie.
Jr.
I know, but
is
who
so
asks? Who
because
asks
he's
that
saying
question?
a lot of shit about men and women. That's just what he's doing. I remember
But
Andrew
why?
Tate. Well, I don't know why dumbasses be dumb. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my issue is more like, women are never going to get further if you keep comparing them to men.
Well, that's what he said. I don't think women's basketball players should be compared to men's basketball players. And that's actually how it started.
No, they shouldn't. No, I mean, they shouldn't.
He's like,
We
stop
shouldn't compare-
comparing these two groups to one another. There's no
Again,
comparison. They're
no, like I've
they're
said,
not the same sport. Here's the thing. If you want to watch the most skilled athletes in the world, you would never watch college men's basketball. Never.
No.
Never. But you watch it because it's a different sport to the MNBA. All that to say is, who gives a fuck? The skill levels at every level is going to be different.
Right.
Women's got their own skill level. Men have their own skill level. And a lot of times men pros love watching WNBA because there's like fundamentally more sound basketball going on.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yes, there's not the same level of athletic prowess, but that's not the whole point of why we watch sports in general. And you can enjoy every single level, no matter of whether Michael Porter Jr. could have beaten Sophie Cunningham when he was 14 and she was 25. It doesn't really matter. Michael Porter Jr. continues to be dumb. And honestly, Sophie Cunningham continues to be a truth teller, regardless of the backlash that she gets, and I actually love that for her.
So anyway, in conclusion, let's stop comparing men to women. Let's stop saying that women can't make money because men do something different than they do. It's just BS.
It's BS. All right, that was a great show. This draft lottery stuff is going to continue to be fascinating. So there'll be more rumors that come out, more to talk about. We still have a whole college basketball season ahead of us. I'm sure there'll be other players that come out of nowhere. We're going to have to see how good Olivia Miles' season is and Lauren's season is. And obviously, Awa Fam still really an unknown quantity. So we'll continue to sort of keep an eye on her as well along the way.
Yeah. Dub Clubber.
Dub Clubber. 1, 2, 3. Let her shoot.
Let her shoot.